And action! Hello, hi everyone, internet. Hi, this is steak4all. I thought I'd make first video on setting up an elrond validator node in under 10 minutes. It mostly turned out about medium rare. It ended up taking about 15 minutes or so. But yeah, I recorded the session, so I'm gonna do a little narration, a go overing of how to set up your own elrond validator node. This same method applies for both observation nodes or delegation nodes, and it's a pretty painless process. The best place to start is docs.elrond.com for all your documentation needs. And if you know basics of Linux, then you can get this going in no time. And yeah, you can see for yourself how the staking magic happens. And it's just about to start here any second. Let's do this. Throw the stakes on the grill. So the first thing you're going to want to do is probably going to set up a node through a cloud provider. The requirements for the network are pretty high for elrond, and it's not really suitable for home or small business internet connections. You're going to be maxing them out pretty bad, so I recommend maybe looking at a couple of the big cloud providers. I myself used Microsoft Azure and found them to be pretty good. So right now, the first thing I'm doing, I SSH into my node, and then I'm saying turn the firewall on here. So first thing I did was check the status is inactive. You want to make sure to enable the SSH connection when you turn your firewall on. Learned that lesson before, so make sure that you're able to connect those. And note these ports that I'm putting in here. Those are needed for the elrond protocol to connect with on those open on TCP ports. So you want to make sure those are active. So here I'm setting up my new server called Tenderloin, and yeah, it's not a long process. Here I'm checking for Git. It's needed for the installation, and it comes pre-installed with my cloud provider, so that was nice. Next up, you're going to want to check your access levels. It's best to make a non-root user account just for better security. For demonstration purposes, I created a steak4all user account, and it is necessary to grant that user account the administration privileges within Visudo. And that enables you not to have to put in a password every time that you run the sudo commands. Yeah, that's going on to the next step, moving right along. So here I'm checking, make sure I'm in my home directory, and I'm beginning to download the elrond magic here, connecting to their GitHub and getting the Git. There we go. Okay, it now exists. Setting these up on mainnet, you'll see, collaborating scripts with testnet and devnet. You want to make sure to put your username into this file, variables, in the config folder. And there's two things you have to change into this variables file, and that is your username in the custom home and your username for the custom user. And the rest of the fields you can leave as is. Those are the two main ones, custom home and custom user. So be sure to look to March 27th to start staking with your favorite providers. I'm offering my service through steak4all.app. You can check it out. Now that we've downloaded everything, got our user set up, I'm running the script .sh. That's like your main control script for the elrond application, and you'll be able to control your node through this wonderful script. And it's going through the initial downloading procedure now and setting everything up nicely. And there we go. We're like mostly almost there. So we're just about to go to install now that these scripts and prereqs dependencies have been loaded. And anyone who signs up for steak4all.app, you're guaranteed spot in delegation within less than 2 weeks. Yeah, this isn't happening in the far future. This is happening this week, this next week. I've been working a couple jobs recently and spending hours kind of getting this set up, and I'm looking forward to it. It's been a couple months coming, and I'm really excited to offer this delegation provider service. And if you make a lot of money with my service, perhaps you'd want to start your own node one day, and you can reference this video here. As an added promotion, I will be offering NFT stake tokens. They're just a little free extra to my subscribers. In addition to your staking rewards and the low fees, I'll be offering a different stake of the month. This will come in the form of token, and you'll be able to send that stake to your friends. You can earn stakes while you stake. Lots of possibilities. The NFT market's exploding, and Elrond's going to be right there with it, with steak4all as well. Okay, here we go. It's just about done. It's building the binary. So yeah, it's important to note that this is open source code. You can check out the code yourself. It makes the binary in the process. It compiles it directly. There's no hidden secret smart contracts going on. It's a good system and amazing product, amazing blockchain. So for the node hardware requirements, you'd want 4 gigabytes RAM, very good internet connection, 100 megabit second higher. You also need 200 gigabytes of high-speed SSD disk. This is used mostly for full validator nodes as sort of a temporary caching blockchain sharding system, retrieval system. And furthermore, you need 2 vCPUs, so two cores or 2 virtual CPUs. And if your node isn't up to spec, then it could suffer performance penalties. And nodes that suffer performance penalties, they end up getting knocked off the list, so to speak, and jailed, effectively losing their ability to profit. So it's a good mechanism for maintaining a high uptime for all service providers such as myself. And there we are, I'm choosing the name, steak4all tenderloin. This is going to be the second steak of the month. And yeah, that's it. Oh, don't forget to start the node. And it's also important to note, so anyone can start an observer node, like check things out. To start a delegation pool, you need initial sum at the current moment of 1,250 egld. So it's a big investment. So that's something to be aware of. It's not available for everyone to be a processing validator node, but you're welcome to check out an observer node for free and see the 4-second, or sorry, I should say more about 8-10 second transaction time and an amazing smart contract system. Okay, now I'm making a directory for validator keys. So I've set up the node, but it's not on yet. Each node has corresponding validator key pair, one private key. It is generated with this app in the elrond utilities folder called key generator. So you run that, and it generates a new key pair unique to your node. This is of course, very important file. You'll want to back it up off the site. You want to keep that safe. Never ever share your private keys with anyone. Public keys, though, of course, are public, and identify your node on the blockchain explorer. So yeah, here you got to make sure your permissions are correct as well for the validator key. I had that I had that issue one time on an old testnet server. It had some API errors, and it turned out it's just the permissions on the validator key file that were causing the problem. This is a very important step. You have to copy the validator key as generated by the key generator file into this specified directory, elrond node/node0/config. And there it is. And see, it has a write permission right now. We don't want that. You want just read only for this. Validator key is very important. So make sure that those permissions are properly set. Yep, there you go. Good job, guy. Okay, so now we have the validator key in the proper place for the server to operate, sorry, the node to operate. Now I'm changing it to the user account that I'll be running this node with, steak4all, for demonstration purposes. And then as an additional step, we will want to zip the validator key and put that into a backup directory, which is used programmatically and is set to validator keys. Pardon me, validator hyphen keys, all caps, off your home directory. So here I'm doing it. Little, whoops, not O, 0. There we go. Zip. Whammo. Oh. Maybe sudo in there. Yep, there we go. All right, you got to move that file. Cool, and we're just about there. I guess I'm having a little trouble typing right now. Must have been cooking a couple steaks at the time or something. There we go. Good stuff. So yeah, within a week, you guys will be able to steak with me. Looking forward to it, and hope these instructions were helpful for anyone starting their own node. It's pretty simple process. A little bit of guidance. You too can get your own node going. So now that I've copied the keys over, I'm doing the final step of going into the elrond Go scripts mainnet folder, starting the script program, and starting my nodes with the number 7. And then I'm quitting the menu. And now to view your performance of your nodes, to view your activity of your nodes, there's the term UI program, and that's in the elrond utils directory. So I just fired it up, and yeah, just waiting for the magic to happen. It's firing up the grill, so to speak. And yeah, I'm very, very excited to be offering this service shortly. You too can get your own steaks. We're starting with ribeye. You're going to go on tenderloin and then, scale up. So get your grills ready. Any second now. All right, come on. Steak4all. Steak4all. Hey, there we go. She's live. Steak4all tenderloin. You two could check this out right in the Blockchain Explorer right now. 100% uptime. Going strong. So, yeah, I guess some closing words. Elrond's an amazing blockchain. You know, not many people realize it's a full smart contract system. DeFi, NFTs are just right around the corner, and it's a really exciting time to be part of it. And you should be part of it too. All right, signing off. Steak4all. That app. Steak and stuff.